Hey guys, I'm Chewy Mew and welcome to my channel, but more specifically, welcome to another Chewy Mew review. And today we're taking a look at Doc Ock. This figure I played with a whole lot as a kid. I got this figure before I think it was before the Sinister Six box set. So I think this was my first Doc Ock. I don't remember, but this Doc Ock and this Green Goblin I've played with like crazy. Getting a spam call there, sorry. Decline. Okay, there we go, sorry. So these two villains, I played with like crazy. The Spider-Man 3 villains, by that point, I wasn't as crazy of a kid playing with my toys. I still played with them a lot, but I didn't play with them as crazy as these. Like, you can tell, the Green Goblin, all the joints were crazy loose. I put glue dots and stuff to tighten them. I lost his glider. I lost his shoulder pads. I lost his hand stuff broke off. I somehow managed to keep the mask, which that's a miracle. But you can see the wear and tear on his face there. Just played like crazy with this figure, and I also played like crazy with this Doc Ock, which you can tell this figure looks kind of worn out. Like his tentacles, this tentacle's broken off here. They're all crazy loose. These tentacles, I lost two of the fingers on each one. The buttons, you would press this button and there would be like I think they would squish or something. That doesn't work either. And this lever, you would pull it and the tentacles would do something. And that doesn't work either, because all the crazy amount that I played with this guy. Moving my lights around here. I'm going to move my tripod in a bit so we can be closer to the action. I think what the problem is with my camera, I'm overexposing it. I think there's more light than the camera needs. So I'm going to test this by moving my light over there. Let's see if this looks better. Because I feel like my video, the quality keeps coming out kind of fuzzy looking. Let's take a look at that face. It definitely looks quite a bit like Alfred Molina. I feel like it looks exactly like him. The only problem with this is when he has the glasses on, it looks really good. Unfortunately, I lost the glasses because, I was a crazy kid. Without the glasses, he looks kind of sad. He doesn't look menacing, but with the glasses on, you can see he looks like serious. He looks kind of tough. You can see his hair. His hair has some... Focus. His hair has some of the paint's wearing off in his hair. You can see like flesh color coming through it. A little bit on the back too. His tentacles look just like in the movies. Like they've got the silver and gold pieces, or like it looks kind of like a spine a little bit, like with the color going through it. The tentacles also have like the reddish bluish, like the tentacles do inside. It kind of emulates the way the way the tentacles are supposed to glow inside. Bottom tentacles have it too, but you can only tell on this one because I lost the rest of them. And this part is really loose. I'm surprised I didn't lose all of these tentacles. This one's also pretty loose too. Like I said, the gimmick doesn't work anymore. Take a look at his torso here. It looks just like Alfred Molina's torso too, like a very slight muscles, and then but a little chunky. See some dirty spots here on his, like near his armpits kind of area, because this guy needs to shower. Also on his face too, it looks like he's got a little like 5 o'clock shadow there, like a little bit of dirtiness on his face there. You can also see he's got the butterfly joint there, and the butterfly joint on this figure feels very natural, because looking at the way they move, you can't see the joints, so it kind of looks normal. So they could afford to make these joints look really weird, because it totally works. Here's his belt for it, which I originally think, you can see this this gray part up here. I originally think they made that kind of reddish, because it kind of looks like a little bloody-ish looking. In the movie when you first see him when he gets out of the hospital after killing those people, very Evil Dead looking, he comes out and you can see like the red, like where the stuff grabs onto his waist. You can see it's kind of reddish looking. You can see his harness there. You can see his pants. He has a pocket here on the pants right there. And you can see there go down here. Also, with the articulation, it's hidden very well. Like his, the ankle, or where it rotates it for the foot, you can't really tell there's even a joint there. And I like when they do that, where they put a joint somewhere and you're not able to, like, you can't tell that it's a joint unless you're playing with it or something. His trench coat looks just like the color in the movie. I like how it goes really high up on his face, like in the movie. It's kind of like this rubbery, plasticky, squishy kind of plastic. Very, very nice, and you can even like move this up. You can do a lot of crazy stuff with this, and I like that about it. The tentacles also, I like this attention to detail where the tentacles are coming out of his jacket or his trench coat, and you can see the parts where it rips. Like you can see it's hard to show on camera because the tentacles are in the way, but you can see like on parts of his suit where the tentacles rip through his suit. Very good looking, very like movie accurate. I think it looks really, really good. My only issue with this figure is that the tentacles don't have any articulation. Like these ones, they're just stuck in place. Originally, they were up like this, kind of something like up like this. But then, because this figure was also sitting in a box in my attic, like I said in a past review, there were like 6 figures sitting in a box in my attic. This was one of them, and after sitting there, his tentacles just got stuck down like here, because they're supposed to be. You were originally able to kind of move them around, but not like, they're not like crazy wiry. And these ones are very loose, but as a kid, very fun to play with. You could like, move them around and stuff. A lot of good movement in here. If you move these ones too much, I feel like you'd break the plastic. Like this part here, when you move it, you can see it opens too much. Like you definitely could break these arms if you bent them too much, and I'm glad as a kid I didn't do that. You see he's got his arms here too. Yeah, he has arms, believe it or not. He's got his black gloves. Very movie accurate. Out of the, like all of the trilogy figures, all of them look very accurate. Between him and the Green Goblin, they both look really good. These two, one were made by Toy Biz. The New Goblin, Sandman, and Venom were made by Hasbro. But I feel like the Toy Biz figures, they look to me, they look more creative looking. But also, we got so many different versions of them. Unfortunately, never got the superposable one, which this is still is superposable. But I never got the one where he has the metal tentacles, where the tentacles are like metal and you can move them around and stuff. But I wish I got that one, but as a kid, I could never find that in stores. Just like the superposable Spider-Man with like all the individual fingers and stuff, I could never find that one for Spider-Man 2. But still, overall, I love this figure, had a lot of fun with this as a kid. I definitely played with this one probably more than this Spider-Man. I did use him a lot too. This one, I already reviewed it, which actually, I'm going to upload the Doc Ock first and then the Spider-Man. Very good looking figure. Side by side. I'll be taking a look at that in the next review, which I already reviewed it, but I'm going to upload the review for Doc Ock first. I don't know, to me, I just want to do that. Let's go over his articulation. He's got a ball joint in his head. Very nice ball joint, a lot of range of motion. You can tilt left, you can tilt right. He can't go up too much, but he can go down. It's just like very good ball joint there. Like I showed you, the butterfly joints are really good, and when you move them, you can hear a lot of clicking there. But it's very nice. His arms don't go all the way to his sides, though, because the coat blocks it. But they do rotate all the way around. They go up all the way. Even with the coat here, they still go up all the way. He has rotation here in the upper arm spot, double bend in the elbow. And what I like here is they give you rotation in the glove where it's inside of his coat. It's not like, outside of the coat. The camera quality looks horrible, I feel like. Also, his forefingers move together. Same on the other arm. He's nothing in the waist swivel. No waist swivel or like torso crunch or anything. And I feel like that works really well because it would break up the mold. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze there. His legs kick up pretty good. They go back a little bit, but the coat blocks it. He can do the splits, which you can't put him on the ground because his coat kind of blocks it. But see there, he can do the splits. Pretty good. Rotation, oops, keep bumping my tripod. I'm not used to it being in this spot. Rotation here in the upper thigh, double bend in the knee, rotation here in the, that would be for the foot. Slight hinge that goes, slight hinge. I don't know if it's supposed to be a hinge or the feet are just loose on mine. The foot doesn't go back too much or forward too much because his pants block it. Very good bend in the toe. It doesn't go down, but it goes up pretty good. So yeah, there we go. That's all for this Doc Ock figure. Definitely love it. The only problem with this one is because the tentacles don't move that much. Like these, you can't really move these tentacles. These ones are just crazy loose. You can't really pose Doc Ock that much. I feel like Doc Ock is also one of the least posable figures just because, there's not, I don't really know too much. Because he's just, basically a regular guy with tentacles. I don't feel like there's too many ways to, pose this guy. I typically just pose him, kind of just, standing there menacingly. Because I don't really know too much how to pose it. But that's all for this review. Let me know what you think about this figure in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next review.
Nothing will stand in our way. Nothing!